I want fuss-free food, but I don't want to sacrifice on flavour. So always injecting it with lots of spices and seasoning it with chili and limes is the way to go. And that's exactly what I'm going to be doing for you today. This is my mango and tandoori chicken salad. When it's warm outside, that's exactly what you feel like. So because I'm doing a really fast marinade here, I like to just pierce the chicken with a fork. That way, we'll get a lot of the marinade in there faster. And I've also taken the skin off. Wonderful. Now let's get onto our marinade. You can get good quality tandoori marinades now, so 2 tablespoons of that into a bowl. I like to add some fresh ginger, so just with a fine grater here, we want to mince that. Okay, that's plenty. And now for the yogurt. Yogurt actually tenderizes chicken. So if you had to leave this in the fridge overnight, it's better because you'll get softer, moister chicken. A few tablespoons of that in there and give that a really good mix. And I add just a touch of salt, not too much. We'll add a little bit more to our vinaigrette later. Perfect. Let's get our chicken in now. In it goes. And now let's coat that really well. You want every individual piece to be coated in the tandoori mix. Great, that looks good. Let's get that straight into the pan. And don't overcrowd the pan. So just do a few at a time if need be, because we don't want it to stew. See how it's bubbling really well there? That's what we're looking for. I didn't put any oil at all in here. It doesn't need it. We'll add one more in the middle. Now there's loads of flavours in the tandoori already, so I just want a really light, fresh dressing. A little bit of lime, cut that in half. So we'll squeeze that into a bowl. Good squeeze. And you know what? I'm going to use a few more limes. Let's get 2 more limes in here because they're so small. I really want a fair bit of lime in that, and to get even more out of it, just use the back of a spoon and just twist it like that. A little touch of salt in there, a little bit of olive oil, extra virgin of course, and I'll get a fresh fork and we'll give that a stir and I'll have a taste. That is sensational. All we need to do now is start assembling our salad. You can use rocket if you like. I've just got some baby beetroot leaves here and some mango. Now, it's slightly controversial, but the sweetness plays really well with the tandoori chicken. Fresh mango, I've just sliced it. That can go in. And how good are those colours? That looks really, really good. I've got some fresh coriander here and just roughly chop that. That can go straight in there. I'm actually using the coriander as like a lettuce leaf there. Some cucumber. I've taken the seeds out because they're too watery for me. And I'm going to cut that into chunks, skin on. And for some onion, some French shallots. We all know I love French shallots because they're really mild, but you could use some Spanish onion. I'm just going to finely slice. I think 1 will be plenty. And just to soften it up, I actually add it to my vinaigrette. And just with your fingers, just separate and toss it in there. And that'll just really make it really mild, extra mild. The last thing in my salad, some chili, a little bit of vibrant red. These long chilies are not fiery at all. If you want to give this to the kiddies and you're a bit worried about the spice of it, of course, you can leave it out. Plenty. And you'll see the speckles of red in here against the yellow of that mango. Just that, you want to eat that straight away, don't you? It looks so good. And speaking of finishing up, let's have a look at our chicken over here. I've left it to cook on one side. Oh, and look at that. See how that's golden brown? And try not to break that crust off, just turn it. See that? That's beautiful. Now we want to leave that to cook for another 3 minutes until it's perfectly cooked. Then I'm going to allow it to rest before finishing our salad. And I think we're on the move now, so while that's cooking and resting, I can take in the beautiful scenery. This is the life. This chicken is rested. See how crispy and dark it is? I love that crust on the chicken for the salad. It's cooled down slightly too, so we can just cut it quite roughly. And that goes straight into our salad. A few more pieces. And now we can dress it with this dressing. All of it goes in. It's gonna be so good. And last but not least, some Nigella seeds. And I'm actually going to add half of them here. Look at the color too, it looks fantastic. I'm going to get a fork and a spoon. I'm going to give this a really quick toss and get that in the plate because it's getting really windy now. And let's pile this onto a beautiful plate like that. Making sure we get the cucumbers. And don't forget those Nigella seeds. If you haven't tried Nigella seeds, think of Turkish bread and those little black speckles. That's what it is. A bit more on top. I'm going to dig into this straight away because I don't want it to be blown away. And have a look at that. That's a pretty good outlook to have a beautiful lunch.